Okay, number 9, interview tips. I want to prepare you for the interview now. You're in the interview. You got your body in front of the right person, the decision maker, the manager, or the HR person. You are in the framework of not relying on a resume. I want you to talk in futures, not in the past. Paint a picture. Talk about what you will do for the company, not what you did do for the last. Show, don't tell, dress professional, be early, uncover objections, uncover their concerns. Let's take number 1, dress professional. How you dress is how you should dress and a bit more professional. How they dress. Research the company. How do they dress? And dress it up a notch. Number 2, be early for the interview. Be early for the interview. Be early for the interview. On time is a risk. The first thing I ask is, when did they show up? Oh, they were here at 8:04. When was the interview? At 8:12. Good. They were early. That's good. On time is a risk for you and for them. Number 3, don't be nervous. How can I not be nervous, Grant? Because you would prepare. You would be confident. You would practice. You would know your opening, your closing, and the in-between. You would know exactly what you want to cover, and that's what gets rid of stress and nerves. Knowing what you're going to do, what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, preparing and practicing, rehearsing this interview. Number 4, act like you want the job. Tell them you want the job. It's so simple. I want to work here. I need this work. I live down the street. I can start today. I am willing to do whatever it takes to get this job. And be willing to work for nothing. Let them know that. Show willingness, show compliance, and show intelligence in that order. I'm willing, I'm compliant, I'm willing to follow the rules here, I'm willing to follow the leader, and I have the intelligence that I can deliver on the job. Number 5, the interview is always about them. It is never about you. What can I do for you guys? How can I solve problems for you? Okay? Interview is not about you. It's about what you can do for them. 6, talk in futures. When I come to work here, start to use when I come to work. You start assuming, you start painting a picture. When I work here, here is what you can expect from me. I will show up early like I did today. I will stay late. I'll prove that to you today if we start today. I am a low maintenance person. I do not cause problems. You can check my last people that I've worked for. They'll tell you the same thing. Show up early, I stay late, I don't cause problems, okay? Look, don't ignore your past jobs, but do what you can do to spend more time talking about the new job and what you'll be doing here. Remember, the person hiring you has to do their due diligence, and in their mind, they got to know about the last 3 jobs. As long as the conversation is about what you did last, you're not going to get the job. So you got to transition from my last job was this, and it's going to benefit you and us here because I know how to do this for you now. Number 7, it's always about them. Always about the buyer. Put all your attention on what you can do for the new company, the person you're working for, the HR department. You might have to solve a problem for the HR department. You're picking the right person. The manager I'm going to be working for, you're picking the right person. I'm easy to work with. I show up early. I stay late. I'll get the job done. And ultimately, I'm going to help the company out by Mr. Cardone's revenues are going to go up. Remember, you have at least 2 masters, in some cases 3, maybe more to serve in this interview. So if you're not talking to all those people that are going to be hiring you and are affected by you, make sure you include them in the presentation. Number 8, paint pictures and big claims. Paint pictures of how effective and how great you're going to be working at this new company. Things like, you'll see me here early every meeting. You'll see me at my desk right there, if that's where you put me. Orderly, okay? I keep order around me, okay? Let them hear what you can do for the company going forward. I'll be the top 3 leaderboard every month. By the way, avoid saying, I'm the best salesman you ever had in your entire life, and I'm going to threaten everybody else in the organization, okay? I'm going to replace the vice president of the company. You don't want to be a threat. You want to fit in, okay? Make big claims, but fit in. Mention what you did for your last company and immediately shift to what you can do for this new company. I would expect to do this, this, and this in the first 30 days. I did that for my last company. I would expect to do it for you. Remember, every time you refer to the last company, the last job, where you were maybe 3 years ago, 3 months ago, 5 years ago, you're reminding the person that you lost that job, and you're reminding them of the past, not the future. So move to painting pictures about the future, the person you're in, how can you benefit them, make sure you let them know you're only interested in working here. If you're looking at 2 other companies, you don't need to keep bringing that up. Okay? I want to work here. I have 2 other companies interviewing me. This is where I want to work. If they're the decision maker that you're in front of, they are not interested in yesterday, last month, 3 months ago. Bring me into the future because I'm hiring you. My future as a business owner, as an executive, okay, keep this in mind when I'm interviewing you, my future is what I'm interested in, not just your job, okay? I'm hoping you are gonna make my future and the hope I have of my future better, easier, faster, and more lucrative. Don't talk about the last 3 weeks, the last 3 months, or the last 3 years, and never say anything negative about your last job. You wanna talk about what you can do for me today, next week, next month. What can you do for the company? Where do you see yourself fitting in? Where can you see yourself making the biggest bang, the biggest impact? How can you flow power to power? How can you help lift the company in those places they're already doing well? And by the way, don't try to impress anybody about, I noticed this on your website and this is wrong and that's wrong and you guys could do this better. And the people that do your video, they do this and this. Don't do all that. Show me how you can make us better, not where I'm making mistakes. So share with them how you can exchange with them in a monster way to help influence what they're doing right. So that they are like, I want to get this guy on payroll right now and get him started, get her started right now. Number 9, very important, don't over negotiate your value. Yes, you want to make big claims. Yes, you want to tell them you can make a difference. Yes, you want to let them know there's nobody better than me. But do not start thinking that you're worth more money. This is a major mistake that people make, particularly in economic contractions. I'm worth $150,000 a year, and that's what you need to pay me. I talked about that earlier. Be willing to start with be willing to start with no pay if that's what it takes to get in play. Number 10, uncover the unspoken objections. Where are you right now? What are you thinking right now? On a scale from 1 to 10, where would you be at if you were going to make a decision right now? What are you going to suggest to the other players? What would it take for you to say yes to me right now? What would the other person say about me right now? Is there a way I could get 2 minutes to say hi, just to introduce myself rather than wait? See, these are things you can do to push this interview more to a close. Is it going to feel uncomfortable? Probably. Is it necessary? 100% necessary that you push the HR person to let you know what their objections are, what their considerations are, what their second thoughts are, or maybe, you know what? You're the right person. You got a lot of confidence. Thank you for asking me. Let's put you on the payroll right now. Hopefully that's what's going to happen. Number 11, follow up, and follow up. You follow up as soon as you leave. You follow up tomorrow. You follow up 3 days from now. This is where you need Cardone U. Cardone U. Cardone U will show you how to follow up. This is the holy grail. Professional, persistent follow up without being a pain in the ass. Look, the interview is a mental game. You have to get the person in front of you, seeing you at the company. It happens here first, and then it happens on paper later. It will never happen on paper first. It will always happen. The HR, the manager, the decision maker of the company will hire you here mentally. They will go through their mind. They can see you pulling the car in, showing up at work, going to your desk, being at the meeting, showing up on payroll. They're going to see paying you first before they hire you. Make sure you understand the presentation is a mental game. And make sure your presentation includes them in their mind saying, I'm hiring the best person I can hire right now. I don't need to see anybody else. I love this person. I cannot imagine not having this person at our company. Let's do this.